Hi.
Cool. Hey Michelle, how's it going?
A few technical issues, but we're okay.
Right. And we were also going to have load shedding, but the power's on. So yeah, Tace and I went out for for a bite to eat because the power was gonna be off. But yeah, it was fun either way.
Yeah. So you also, it's been suspended for you.
I guess so. Yeah. You never know, right?
Yeah, I have the camping lights all set up and I'm on my backup internet. I charged all my devices thinking that there was going to be no power for our live today, but
Yeah.
luckily, nice surprise.
Yeah. So if for our international friends, in South Africa we have scheduled power cuts in different areas of the city at different times and towns at different times. And it's called load shedding. So that's just kind of where this is coming from. But we're so happy to have power and and to be here online with you guys. Cool.
Yeah, and make it work no matter no matter the situation.
Yes. Okay, so let's do some quick introductions quickly. My name is Esty, and I'm a yoga teacher based here in Cape Town. And please, would you introduce yourself to us as well?
Me or the people joining?
No, you.
Sorry, I'm Michelle. I'm also based in Cape Town. I studied in Korea and just got back recently. And together, Esty and I have started teaching online. It kind of happened as soon as lockdown came into effect, and we've been going strong ever since.
Yes, beautiful. Yeah, we talked a little bit about this last week. So if you're interested in our online yoga and want to find out what it's all about, then you can just scroll through and find our previous Instagram story. Yeah, and today we kind of want to continue the conversation to some extent. So last time we talked a little bit about our individual yoga journeys and kind of what it took for us to get to a point where we wanted to start to study yoga. Yeah, and then we both found ourselves at this wonderful yoga academy in Daegu called Ayurveda Yoga Academy. And today I want to ask Michelle specifically about her experience there. So Michelle, can you tell us a little bit what is Ayurveda Yoga and some of your experience because you spent such a long time there as well. Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. I'll try and give you the short version of the story, but I might go on. Just stop me if it gets too long.
That's fine.
Um, yeah, so I guess the journey started when I moved to South Korea in, I think it was 2014. And the first thing that I really wanted to do is get back to my yoga practice. And so I typed into Google English yoga in Daegu, South Korea, not expecting to find much, but to my delight, there was a studio called Ayurveda Yoga um, just on my way to work, so I could walk there from my apartment comfortably. And I remember being in the lift on my way up to the top floor thinking, I don't know any Korean. How am I going to explain what I want? How am I going to take a class here? But luckily, as I walked in, the first face I saw was the senior teacher, Megan, also one of my teachers and very special influence on my practice. Yeah, and I just remember her bright smile, and she was just like, hello. And you can hear her voice exactly. And that's where it sort of started. She showed me the schedule and talked me through it. And I saw on a Saturday, they had on the schedule yoga teacher training. So, yeah, I'd never really considered it before, but I just asked about it. Oh, what is this? And yeah, 3 months later, I was studying at the academy and starting my journey towards being a teacher. And yeah, 5 years passed. I kept coming back. I basically stayed in Korea
Mm,
because of the studio. But yeah, no regrets about that.
right.
And Esty, I think we maybe when I was 2 years in, SD came to the studio. I remember the day. I was actually on my way out. I'd taken a class and I was on my way out to fly to Bali for a holiday. And we just met briefly. And you had
Yeah.
dreadlocks, and I was like, that girl's cool.
Yeah, and here we are 4 years later.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
so if I don't know if that answered the question well, but if there's anything that I can talk about more specifically that you'd like to hear about, then let me know.
yeah,
I
no,
can
that
try
gives us,
again.
I think that paints a beautiful picture for everyone. Um, and so, yeah, going a little bit deeper into the practice that you found there, uh, what inspired you to keep going, to keep staying, and to keep going deeper and deeper into the practice? What was I know it's not something that's easy to put into words, but the feelings that kept you basically as a student um, of yoga.
Yeah, I remember being angry a lot. I was thinking about that today, like being confronted by a lot, especially as my practice went deeper and deeper. And sometimes my teachers would say things that made me really angry, and I didn't want to accept it. And I was reflecting on this today. What was that thing that, despite that anger, despite that confrontation, what was the thing that kept bringing me back? And yeah, like you said, it's not an easy thing to sort of really briefly talk about, but just I guess the experience, my whole reality was changing around me, and um, thoughts and concepts about myself and about others and about the world was just, they just kept changing, and sometimes I was really uncomfortable, but for the most part, it was so incredible, and I want to say was revealing a deeper reality to me that was necessary. You don't really want to go back after that this is something that's true and that's deep and that's real. Then it's really difficult to turn back after that.
Mm,
So even though it's difficult, you just kind of keep going.
yes, right. Because for me as well, it's a kind of an uncovering, right? So there's not really
Yeah.
a way to go back to something, um,
Right, exactly.
to pull the blanket back over yourself or anything like that. That's not gonna happen. Yeah. So it is really an enriching practice in that way. Just keep pulling back the layers. Um, and it's almost never ending. So I can, I feel like I understand well, why you would stay um, in a place where you can practice so comfortably. And like you said, even though it was made you angry a lot of the time, especially in a place where you have teachers that understand that on a in a very on a deeper level, they can hold you in that space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you touched on something really important. If that space wasn't what it was, and those people, my teachers, our teachers, aren't or weren't who they are, then it would make it difficult to stay. And that's the real beauty. That's the balance of the two elements is, yeah, you get really uncomfortable sometimes, but you've got these people that support you through that.
Mm.
And that's what a yoga community is all about. It's really difficult to look at yourself very honestly and very clearly. And yeah, so you need other people while you're practicing,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
other
Um,
practitioners.
and I think it's this community inspired um, whole experience that you had. I think a lot of the inspiration um, for bringing Ayurveda yoga from Korea to South Africa um, lies in that. Do you want to maybe tell us a little bit more about Ayurveda Yoga Africa and your vision?
Sure. Yeah. again, totally true that element of community that was really built there, or is so fundamental to, so special about that place in South Korea, is I want to take that with me. I want to bring that here, you know. Not just because I want to keep living that, but also because I want to share that.
Yeah.
Um, so I wanted to come home, but I also wanted to make a space that, uh, how to say, I can't totally replicate that, but I can bring that feeling with me, and I can try and make that feeling. And that was really the idea at first. And you know, over the years, I started just saying it kind of casually, like, oh, I want to take this back to South Africa. I want to take this back to South Africa. And then it was when I joined supervision, which is a level 2 of leadership. It goes a little bit more in depth. Um, Leadership being the teacher training course. I started that course, and one of the questions was like, okay, why are you starting this course? And I was like, you know what? I want to make Ayurveda yoga in Africa. And years passed. Again, wasn't a totally solid concept until about a year ago, when I approached my teacher and I said, look, I want to do this thing. Can I train under you, basically? And yeah, so a lot of what is the reality today, since I've gotten back to South Africa, and since I sort of started this thing, is thanks to the work I did with my teacher, Won Jung Nim, in yeah, at the studio. So you asked about the vision. So I keep just talking about bringing that here. But yeah, making that kind of space, and inviting people in. It's we've been able to do it online so far, you know, just because of the circumstances.
Mm.
But eventually, my vision is that there's an actual space that people can come into, that people can hang out in, that people can explore this practice in, and drink tea together. That's the biggest visual I have in my head, is sitting around a tea table,
Yes.
drinking tea. Because it's not just, yeah, the yoga classes are important, but it's not just about that. There's so much more, and that's what I really would like to share.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. And during our, like you said, we've managed to build a community, even though we can't physically be together. We managed to build this online community, and even after our classes, people stay behind sometimes, and sometimes we have a light chat. Sometimes we talk about yoga. Sometimes we talk about life, and sometimes the chats go a little bit more in depth about what we're going through in our lives and everything. So yeah, I feel like you really are carrying that feeling that you wanted to bring over from Korea, that you're holding that visual very well, and in a very beautiful way. You are carrying that over, and you are inviting people to come in and to chat to you, and to, you know, to feel supported in that way. Um, so right now we're online, and we're building this beautiful community, which has its benefits. If you are somewhere else in the world, you're welcome to join us, from anywhere in the world. Right. Um, so I was wondering then about this. Even though the future is very unclear right now with things as they are, um, what more do you have in mind for Ayurveda Yoga Africa?
Mm, great question. Well, I think that as soon as it's safe to do so, and um, yeah, as soon as things open up a bit more, then I'd love to start doing in-person practice again. I think the online, it should keep going, because, you know, we have this community from all over the world. So I don't want to lose touch with that. But also, the great thing about having a community all over the world, it opens up the opportunity for us to visit in different places in the world. So initially, the concept that I had was retreats in South Africa. So making that feeling that, I experienced at Ayurveda Yoga Academy for both locals, but also for visitors to South Africa, where they could experience, you know, the incredible healing power of the South African landscape. Learn something new, learn a bit about more about South Africa, but then also, yeah, yoga and practice together. So there are two sort of elements in my head right now. The one is practicing in person, and then the other one is when things open up again to start doing retreats, maybe even a half day outings where we can go out together into nature and sit, have a lovely lunch, have a class together. Esty is currently studying marine biology, so she's excited to take people to the shallows and to the rock pools and yeah. Also, gosh, there's actually just so much. So it's that, and then it's, the South African food and healing medicines, plant medicines that are local to South Africa, which, I myself, I need to learn more about that at first, but these are all things that we could share and that even locals, we could benefit from knowing about. So uh,
Yeah.
integrating all of those things. And
Yeah.
then eventually Yoga Pants brand.
Amazing. Beautiful. So if you could go anywhere in South Africa for a retreat in the near future, where would you go? What would be the first place?
I I often imagine the Cedarburg, I must admit, like that place has such it has a piece of my heart. And every time I'm there, the majesty, is that right?
Yeah.
Just the sheer expanse of that place and the colors there. It's for those of you who don't know the Cedarburg, it's a little up north from where we are currently in Cape Town. And it's just like ochre and orange and yellows, and then bright blue skies and starry nights, sandstone, like clear, fresh springs, beautiful hikes. Yeah, so I think it's not difficult to connect with something much higher or beyond ourselves there. So I think that would make a perfect start, yeah, for our retreat journey.
Oh, I'm so happy you said that because the Cedarburg is absolutely also one of my favorite spots in the world. Yeah, that I feel like also the mountains there have such rich history that, like you said, it's really
Yeah.
not. It's so easy to connect with that and to feel life there, to feel the magic, to connect with nature, whatever it is that you're connecting with on your personal level. It's there, um, and it's beautiful. It's magical.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something really ancient feeling and powerful about that place.
Yes.
I'm sure if you join us one day, you'll know and you'll experience it.
Yeah.
Me now talking to people who might be watching.
Uh,
I know, Esther, you spend a lot of time there already, so you already know well.
yes, I actually lived there for a short while in my tent. In the middle of the winter, it was freezing, but it was absolutely special. Yeah, and I don't want
That's commitment.
for sure, for sure. But every day you get to go out in the sunshine and swim in the icy mountain pools. There's just something so refreshing about that. And I
So
feel
something you don't know about Esty is no matter the temperature of the water, she will get into it. I've seen this firsthand.
this is true.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, no, I was just going to say the combination with a place like that and yoga and the yoga practice that also makes a refreshing feeling in the body and in the mind. To combine, I feel like the practice in an environment like that, the retreats there will be really enjoyable for everyone. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
and then like we've been talking a lot about just the people, having a good group of people together. That's so key.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, cool. Okay, well, thank you, Michelle, for telling us. I don't know if there is anything else that you want to share that's on your mind specifically about Ayurveda Yoga Africa, something that you've been thinking about recently.
Well, maybe not specifically, but I did just want to put it out there. Anybody that does want to get involved, whether it be in our through our online classes or eventually when we open up, if you have any ideas, if you want to collaborate, if you just any way that you want to get involved, really, if this speaks to you in any way, then please get in touch. We're really open to anything, really. This is a community-based project, so I hope to get the right people involved. Yeah, and to grow together.
Yes.
So that's maybe me in closing.
Beautiful.
But yeah, thank you, Esty, for giving me the opportunity to talk a bit about this.
Yes, thank you for sharing. Um, it's always an inspiring practice. It brings up inspiration in people. Um, yeah, I feel like I feel inspired by hearing about it as well.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. I see a question came in from Agnes. She asks, this is all the way from Austria, by the way, and thank you, Agnes, for joining us again tonight. She asks, what is the connection between Ayurveda and South Korea? Is it as common there as is in India? Um, this is a little difficult to answer. I don't think it is as common there. And in terms of the connection to Ayurveda in South Korea, uh, the studio itself, then the concept of Ayurveda, not so much just being the medical component, but the lifestyle, considering the individual, considering the body and mind as one, uh, the multidimensionalness of of a healing practice. These key concepts, I think that to connect in a very light way to the studio, that's how I connect the two. That's how I interpret it. But yeah, I think more than Ayurveda in Korea is maybe traditional Korean medicine and some Chinese medicine, perhaps.
Mhm.
But all of these things might have some common roots. So at the studio, we're taught not to discriminate. We take anything if it helps us heal, we'll take it and we'll use it. Thanks, Agnes. Thanks for the question. It's a little confusing one to answer, so I hope I did that justice. I'm not quite sure. Okay. So Fran, you're right. Did Master Kim not spend a lot of time in India? This is also correct. He has spent a lot of time in India. Um, so Master Kim is our teacher, and he would have studied multiple disciplines. And yeah, he combines them all, one of which would be Ayurveda.
Mm.
Thanks for the reminder, Fran. Cool. Yeah, we welcome more questions. So if you're curious about anything, you can ask now. It doesn't have to be too serious either. It can also just be, I don't know, what's your favorite color? Oh, what color is your emotion right now?
Yeah.
Okay, Cool. I'm not, so Fran said I actually wasn't sure how much he did in India. I can't give you exact timeline either, actually. It's a bit of a mystery, but I'm sure all for good reason.
Yeah. Okay, and Vashti asks, what's been the most challenging aspect of creating space for yourself to practice during the pandemic?
Most challenging aspect. Ooh. Esty, I don't know if you, if you want to answer first, or I can go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Damn, I was trying to buy time. I mean, look, it is difficult. And to be honest, if we weren't able to still, keep doing it online and have a community of people that come together online at a certain time, not a certain place because we're all over the world, but at a certain time we have class. So I know that that's when my practice is. And the way that Esty and I do it is the classes that she's teaching, I take and I demonstrate for everyone, and the classes that I teach, she takes. So we're kind of forced to be there for our practice, even when it's difficult. Um, yeah, I guess the one of the biggest challenges during this time, or one of the things that a lot of people have had to wake up to, is that the future was never really certain. But now that it's so much more, quote, so much more uncertain, um, that really can mess with a person. You don't know what you're getting out of bed for. You're not sure what's coming tomorrow. But I think on those days where it got difficult, just remembering that it was always like this. Nothing was ever certain. And just taking one day at a time. And another thing that helped a lot was also remembering something that my teachers told me, that is, if you take care of the present moment, the future works itself out. So today I might not feel like it, but if I just do the things that keep me grounded, one of which being my yoga practice, but this could be anything. This could be making your bed in the morning. This could be, brushing your hair, which is something I'm starting to do again, because for a while I was not. Just making sure that you do those things every day. And if you do catch yourself sort of sliding, making sure that you can come back quickly. I don't know if that was really the question that you asked, but yeah, I mean, look, it has been challenging, but this is when really the need is to practice. So, yeah.
Yeah. And a really powerful thing that I feel like that helped us during this time especially was having this community.
Yeah.
So if you are finding it difficult to get on your mat, then connect with people. Come do yoga with us. And
Well, I'm not sure where you are in the US right now, but if your times sync up, or even if they don't, just get in touch, and you're welcome to get involved with us however is possible. Again, I cut you off, Esty. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. That was it. That was what I was gonna say. Oh, cool, you guys. But if there are no more questions, then we're gonna end our chat here. It was so lovely once again to hear about Ayurveda Yoga Africa and about the dream, and to dream together, and then to talk about practicing together as well. So yeah, if you are interested in joining our yoga classes, please come. We're online at the moment, but soon we will be running wild over the African landscapes.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much, Michelle. It was lovely.
Thank you, Esty. Yeah, this is really fun. We want to keep doing it, so we hope that you'll keep tuning in. to make sure that you don't miss any posts. We're getting like super involved. We're doing blogs, we're doing videos. Um, we're having a lot of fun during lockdown. So yeah, please follow us on Instagram or on Facebook. We post a lot there. And you can sign up for our newsletter if you really don't want to miss anything. If you're not sure how to do any of those things, please get in touch with either SD or myself. We will put some links with this video when we post it, maybe. Hopefully.
We'll try.
But there is a website on our Instagram.
We're still getting
So you're welcome to find us there too.
Perfect. Yes.
Cool.
Okay, thanks a lot. Have a great evening. And if you're in another part of the world, afternoon, morning, nighttime, whatever it is, enjoy. And we hope to see you soon.
Okay, thank you so much, Esty. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for your questions. See you in class soon.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye.